must be getting closer to Save A Gato, the cat sanctuary. Seen a lot of people walking back this way. They're like, you gotta go to the cat sanctuary, you gotta see the cats. And I was like, I'm going. And then I've seen a lot of cats too. So I think we're almost there. I see more cats right here. So hope y'all like cats, because we're fixing to see some. All the cats are very cautious of me in Puerto Rico. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Hey. Hi there. So we made it to the cat sanctuary. I did take off my mask just for a moment because I'm well away from other folks, but it's a pretty good view here. Cat sanctuary back here, and if you come out to this point, you can see you have the entrance to San Juan and the port back here. You also have the forts back up here. We're going to be walking up this way once we leave here. So just a beautiful view here behind me of the port of San Juan, Puerto Rico. So if you come to the cat sanctuary, you want to get some pictures, I would recommend you come back here, because this is a great spot for you to come and take photos. This is a neat little area, and I'm really happy for the work that these folks are doing at the cat sanctuary, because there are a lot of feral cats, not only here in San Juan, but all across the Caribbean and the islands that you visit. So kudos to them, thumbs up for the work that they do. You can go online to their website, Save A Gato, check them out. You can make donations on their website, and I'm sure they'll be very happy if you did. So now, walking up to Morro, and there's a storm chasing me, so I'm trying my very best to get there before it gets here. You can see behind me, it's coming, sprinkling rain. Yeah, hopefully we can at least get just inside or somewhere to take refuge from this storm. So I'm not going to go inside the fort, but here are the hours of operations and the prices if you do decide to do that when you're here in San Juan. They're open from 9 to 5. Adults is $10. It's free for children. And if you have an interagency pass, it's also free. And it looks like the Park Service, the U.S. Park Service, it actually has some America the Beautiful interagency passes. Of course, San Juan is a territory of the U.S., so this is operated by the U.S. National Park Service. So if you have that pass, you can visit, it looks like, for free as well. They also have military annual passes, access lifetime pass, senior lifetime pass, and senior annual pass. So here's a map of the fort. So we're currently right about here, just inside the inner walls, the first walls of the fort. And then the fort expands all the way over here to the sea. We walked all the way across here. This is where I was getting soaking wet, all the way up through here. After this, we're going to walk over here toward the other fort, which is way over here, Castillo, San Cristobal. We'll walk over there. And then from there, we can walk through portions of Old San Juan, right back to the Mardi Gras. Here's something helpful to know if you are coming to the forts. They do take Apple Pay, they take Google Pay, they take Samsung Pay, they take Visa, MasterCard, everything but cash right now. So that's good to know, because I always just assume these places only take cash, and most of the time I don't carry cash with me in port. So you can use your credit card or devices to pay here at the fort. I can't believe this has happened, you know? I can't believe that it would rain on my vacation. Like, how dare it, right? I think I'm about to have to put my camera in my bag and keep walking, because it doesn't look like the sprinkling is going to let up anytime soon. Some of these clouds continue to linger just right over us, so I think I may have to stop filming for just a bit as I begin to make my way over to San Cristobal. So I hate to do that, because I didn't get to feature this fort very much, but sometimes that's what happens. So now the sun's back out, it's dried up from the rain, and it's not too hot because I guess the rain cooled it off. It's just a tad muggy, but it's not unbearable as we make our walk down the road to the other fort, San Cristobal. I can see it coming up here just ahead of us, so not too much longer. We continue on our walking tour of Old San Juan.
And then you freestyle, whatever your heart feels, okay? The drummer, and now you make begin, yeah. Ready? Uy. Eso. Nada.
That's going to conclude our walking tour of Old San Juan. My camera's actually messed up somehow, the display. I can't see anything, and I'm kind of freaking out about that now while my camera's not working. So I need to go back on the ship and back to my room and sort of troubleshoot that a bit, because it's very hard to film right now because of that. So yeah, you're going to cut the tour a little bit short today. I think the only thing I'd have done different though after coming down from San Cristobal is maybe to go into town into some of the shops, but not gonna do that today, but you might want to do that when you come. So all in all, been off the ship for just over 3 hours. So all that you saw me do in Old San Juan today took about 3 hours. So definitely a very walkable port. So if you remember earlier today, my camera got wet when I was over at the fort, and then this afternoon as I was walking around San Juan, the display on my camera stopped working and I freaked out. I headed back to the ship because I'm like, oh my goodness, I broke my camera, it got wet, it shouldn't have gotten wet. But like, that camera wasn't soaked, it was just sprinkles of water. But thankfully, we're back in action now. The camera was not broken. I don't know, the display was off for a while, and now it's back on. So maybe it got a little moist or something, but thankfully it's not damaged, I don't think. So we're back in action. Just had lunch at Guy's Burger. Didn't record that because we all know what a Guy's Burger looks like. We all know that it tastes delicious, so you don't need me to tell you that. Now it is 3:45, and in 15 minutes we'll be departing beautiful San Juan, and I can't say enough good things about this port. If you've never been here on a cruise, book a cruise right now to come visit San Juan, because it's a beautiful port. Like I said, it's very walkable. There's so many things to see here. Beautiful, colorful buildings, just a very historic city. So can't say enough good things and can't recommend enough you coming to San Juan. So just gonna sit here on the balcony for a while, enjoy the sail away as we head now to Amber Cove, which is our port call for tomorrow. Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, which is owned by Carnival Corporation. So just gonna enjoy the sail away and relax a little bit, because I'm actually tired from walking around San Juan, what little bit I walked today. Chopper's getting really creative. I think probably the cruise line has hired them to take photos of the ship, since it's a brand new ship, first time in a port of call, but they're passing really, really low, really, really tight to the ship. Looks like they're going around to the other side now. Oh, here they come. Back around this way. They're really close to that water too. That is crazy. We're just sailing along. So the pictures that they're taking, those are the photos that you see like on Carnival's website when you go to book a cruise, and it's got like the ship sailing you know, buy an island or something, and it looks very attractive and sexy, and it makes you want to hit submit on your booking and pay Carnival gobs of money to come on a cruise. That's the kind of pictures that they're taking. So this probably going to end up on Carnival's website and promotional materials on the booking engine. So pretty cool to see how you know, the sausage gets made when these new ships come out, and they got to get pictures of them and you know, really make folks want to come and experience the cruise as well. And for reference, we are still just off the coast of Puerto Rico, just right back there is San Juan. We came kind of a good ways north first before we headed west. We got to head back this way this evening to head toward the Dominican Republic. We're just now turning really good, so I guess they're probably about done with their photos, but I assume they wanted to take the pictures with Puerto Rico in the background, again, to give you that, you know, ship sailing by an island sort of vibe, make you want to book a cruise. Still hear the helicopter, but I think they're probably about done now because we have picked up speed, and like I said, we're headed west now. Well, good evening. It is time for dinner. I am beat this evening. I just went and got some coffee down at Java Blue. It's actually my second coffee of the day. Really enjoy that establishment. There's always going to be a line, just anticipate that, but they're always so nice and the coffee is so good. Right now headed to Cucina del Capitano for dinner. Dinner is complimentary at this venue on the Mardi Gras, so going to check it out. Never been before. It's already available on several of Carnival ships as an additional fee restaurant, a specialty dining restaurant, but it's complimentary here, so I'm going to try it out this evening. Not a huge fan of Italian, but I promise not to be biased in my review and give you the best review that I can of that experience. So we're going to head there now, and we'll see what dinner's like at Cucina this evening. The elevators have been quite something on this ship. There's so many people that it's rarely ever do you travel from one floor to another without having to stop. So probably going to stop. Cucina's on 8. Probably going to stop a few times on our way to dinner. These elevators are also feel very narrow compared to elevators on other ships. I don't think I can give a good representation of that here. You stand in the corner, but they're very narrow. Not as much of a line tonight at the eating establishments as there were last night when I walked by here. So hopefully it's not going to take too long to get a table. I did have a reservation on the Hub app for 7:30 and it's 7:31, so I would imagine they should be just about ready for me. Thank you so much. This place is actually pretty big. It's pretty substantial how big Cucina is on this ship. It's a lot bigger than I thought. It's almost like the actual size of a land restaurant back home. So like every other place on board, the menu is all on the cell phone. I think they'll give you a paper menu if you ask, but here is the appetizers. They have a cured tuna, they have meatballs. That's what I'm going for, the meatballs. I've heard nothing but great things about that. Mussels and clams, pastas for entrees, and a great assortment of different types of pastas for a main dish. And then the sides that they offer here. And they also have some steakhouse selections. Most of the restaurants on board do. This is just something you can order from the steakhouse. It's a $20 additional fee, but they have lobster tail, surf and turf, filet mignon, New York strip loin, and then of course desserts. And they also have specialty coffees here that you can get, an espresso and an Italian coffee, and also specialty liquors. These are after dinner liquors. So that's pretty much it for the menu. They also have this and more menu on the Mardi Gras for all the specialty restaurants that you can eat at. They have appetizers, mains, and desserts. I think this menu stays the same throughout the specialty restaurants, and they do have it each night. I do think this is because they're trying to get folks more and more to come to the specialty restaurants instead of going to the dining room, since this is such a large ship. So they have those dining room offerings in these specialty restaurants that are complimentary, so you can get those and still have sort of the dining room experience spread throughout these specialty restaurants on board. The cool thing about the Cucina menu is they do have these specialties here, denoted by this little symbol here, like the meatballs. These are actually, it says on here, favorites of the captain, and here they have this main dish that actually says it's a favorite dish of the inaugural captain, and it's actually one that his wife frequently prepares. So that's pretty cool, if it's true. It's got the appetizer. This is the meatball. I thought it was meatballs, but it's just meatball. So we'll see how that tastes. I've heard a lot of good things about the meatballs at Cucina, so we'll see how the meatball tastes. So it's now the next day, and I realized that I didn't give my review of Cucina last night. It was actually a late night. I ended up going to comedy. Just Tune is on board, who's one of my favorite Carnival comedians, and they had like an 11 or 11:30 show, and I was just beat when I got back to the room. But Cucina was pretty good. It was my first time eating at that establishment across any of the Carnival ships, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great dining experience. The food was all delicious. I had the meatball, it said meatballs on the menu, but it was only one meatball. Had that for the appetizer. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was anything earth-shattering. You know, it feels like something you can make at home. But then I had the chicken parmesan for my entree, and I thought that this was going to be like a pasta dish, and I don't really like pasta, so I was like reluctantly got it. And it was actually just the chicken with the melted cheese on it and the marinara sauce, and I loved it. It was very tasty. And I got the crispy potatoes as a side dish with that. So I really enjoyed that. And then for dessert, I actually ordered the maple fritters, but they actually ended up bringing me out the apple dessert, and I forget the name of that, but it was sort of a mistake on their part, but I had both desserts, and they both were good. So I would give Cucina, without any hesitations, a thumbs up. Very good food, a very good dining experience. So if you've not been to Cucina, this is your opportunity on the Mardi Gras because it's complimentary, and I think it always will be. Again, it's a huge establishment, so I think, you know, it's sort of like rotational dining. I think is what they're trying to do on this ship with Shebang, with Cucina, with the main dining rooms. They're giving you options at night so that you can try all these different dining rooms. If I only had one thing to say negative, it would be that the service was a little slow. I think it took about 20 or 30 minutes before someone ever even came and took my food order. And all in all, I think I was there an hour and 45 minutes. But the food was good, and it was worth it, and I would definitely go back, but don't have time to this cruise. So thank you all for watching. It's been a great day in Puerto Rico, or it was a great day in Puerto Rico. Tomorrow, we're going to be in Amber Cove, so excited to show you all some of that and show you more of the beautiful Carnival Mardi Gras. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow from the Dominican Republic.